Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Flipside Cheerleading Podcast. Today we have world champion, Lady Jags alum, current Moorhead State and Team USA athlete, Colby. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. You having a busy summer?
Heck yeah. This is like my first week of having nothing to do because I started out the summer with going to Sweden with Team USA. We competed
I
there.
saw that.
We did 4 days in Boston and trained 3 practices a day every day for 4 days. And then we went to Sweden and was there for a week, competed. We won. That was super cool. That was my first time being outside of the country other than being in Mexico. So I feel like Mexico doesn't really count because it's a beach. But that was my first time being in Europe. So that was cool.
Fair.
And right when I got back from Sweden, I started working. I worked for this company named Impact. It's all Moorhead cheerleaders. And we just go around to different camps and I just teach kids stunts and all that fun stuff. I've been to California. I was just in New York 3 weeks ago. I was there for 5 days. Mississippi,
Nice.
um, all the things, all the places. And this is my first week not doing that because we just had Moorhead's work week last week. So I was like, I need a break, physical one. And then next week I go on family vacation. So I'm really excited about that. That's my only family vacation all summer is next
Ooh,
week.
there you go. Where are you guys going?
We're going to Beaufort, North Carolina. Its own little retirement town. It's so cute. It's such a little quaint area. I literally love it. We go every summer.
Oh, that's fun. All right. We're going to go back to the very beginning. So, what made you choose cheerleading as your sport?
I feel like I was just born into it because my sister cheered. My sister, she's 28 now, but when I was 3 years old, she was already in it. And basically, when I was born, she was already in it. We cheered all the same places. My mom's best friend's daughter was into cheer, and then she got my sister into cheer, which then got me into cheer. So it's all basically my mom's best friend is what got us into this. But when I was back in the day, it was 3 years old was when you could start cheer. I don't know how it is now, but I think it's probably different.
Yep.
But that's how it was back then. Back in 2006, is 3 years old you could start cheer. So I started that. And then that's all she really wrote. My sister and I just started cheering together, and that's really I didn't try any other sports. My sister tried dance and soccer and all the things, but just got into cheer and hit the ground running.
Yeah. Did you take cheerleading further than your sister did?
Yeah. So basically, I we started cheer together. She started at this thing called All Star Galaxy. That was like way back in the
Okay.
day, and then it changed into All Star Fusion. And that's where I started cheering. So we cheered there for 5 years, and then we went to East Coast Nitros, which is it was a small gym,
Nice.
but and then from Nitros we went to Twisters, and my like Maryland Twisters. My sister and I were both on level 4 team our first year. Then our second year there, she was on F5 and I was on a youth 5 team. So then that was her senior year. So
Okay.
once she was graduated high school, she went and cheered at the University of Maryland, and I still did 5 more years at Twisters because I did a total of like 6 years at Twisters. She only did 2, and then after that, when she was done cheering at UMD, she was just like done cheer. But that's basically it. She won Worlds on F5, so that was what I looked up to because I was like, okay, she can't beat me at that. I have to win Worlds because I won NCA when I was at Twisters, and she hadn't won NCA. So I was okay. I have her on that one, but then she got me on winning Worlds. So then I was okay. Well, I have to win Worlds. So when I went to Lady Jags and I won Worlds, I was like, yes, I got her. And then
I've done it.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
I beat her. We did it. But then she stopped after UMD, so she didn't do USA or anything. But so yeah, technically I've went further, but I think it's just because I've just still stayed in it. Because now she's coaching. She's coaching
Yeah.
now.
So where does she coach?
She coaches at my high school in Boonesboro. It's called Boonesboro High School, and then she also does privates and coaches little teams at this super small gym named Fierce. That's where I do a lot of my camps and stuff. It's literally like 15 minutes from my house,
Nice.
but that's what she does.
Oh,
She
that's
loves
awesome.
coaching. Yeah.
Once you get bit by the cheerleading bug, I got into it because my sister also started as a cheerleader and she did rec and high school. And then I got into it and was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, once you've been bit,
Now
you're
I
kind of stuck.
coach and all that stuff. Oh, there's no one in my life that I think would be surprised to know that I'm still in it. I'm doing a podcast about it. I'm coaching it. I mean, this world has been part of my life for so long. I'm sure it's the same for you. It's hard to leave.
What like what my life would be like without it, because this is my last year actually cheering, because it's my last year of college, and
Yeah.
I don't like I'm am I gonna have a personality after this? I don't know. I'm scared.
Yes. Yes. You're like, oh, identity crisis. I don't know
I'm gonna
what
have a
I
major
am.
one. I thought I had an identity
That's
crisis after
exactly how
leaving
I felt.
LJ, and then I ended up being fine because I loved Moorhead. But now I'm like, okay, this is
Good.
the real test is once this is over, like, what do I do?
Right, right. When you spent your time at Maryland Twisters, what did that gym mean to you?
It really just meant when I was there, that was home because I live an hour and a half from Twisters. So I would spend most of my days with those coaches, with those athletes. I barely saw my own family. I was just there all the time, 25/8. So when I was there, it really was just home and family because we're all just, everybody drives far to get to Twisters back when I went. So we all kind of had that like one common goal. It just felt like that was home for that moment in time. And it felt just like something bigger than myself at that time because it was just Maryland Twisters was this huge thing. It was, everybody knew about it. Like everybody wanted to be on F5, all the things. So like when I was there, it was so cool to like, be there young and grow up throughout the program. So like it just felt like I always had something to reach towards. I felt like I was always climbing. So then by the time like I did get to F5 and I was there for a couple years, then it was ready to like, move on and reach the new thing. For the time that I was there, it just felt like something I had a new motivator every single year.
Wow. How old were you when you decided that you wanted to move to Top Gun? And how did that kind of come about?
I was 15 turning 16, and I think by the time I actually got to Top Gun I was 16. I thought about it 2019 going into 2020. I had tried out and made LJ, but then I decided not to go because my grandfather had recently passed away then, so it was just not the best timing to go. And I also was 14 turning 15 at that time, so that was super, super young. But then the next year, the 2020 to 2021 season, I had I tried out for Twisters. I still was in communication with them because at the end of the day, that was my home, that was my family. I was never gonna burn that bridge. So I tried out for Twisters, but then I also, me and my best friend Delaney, she's actually right here. This picture, this is me and my bestie. We tried out
Oh,
together.
cute.
We sent in a video, tried out. They had lost my video for some reason. I don't really know. I guess it just got lost. So the coach texted me and was like, "Hey, did you try out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I haven't really heard back." And he was,
Yeah.
"Oh, like you made the team, so like, don't worry about that. I guess we just lost like your child stuff." But so we made LJ, and then in June, me and my best friend Delaney, the coach had told us that we could come and try out. The host, look at our host family, try out the team for a week and then see if we like it. 'Cause we still weren't sure because Maryland and Miami, like that's a huge jump. Like we were like super scared. I wasn't really ready to
For sure.
let go of my past quite yet. So we went down. We practiced for a full week with LJ, and that was all she wrote. We literally fell in love with the process, fell in love with the people, the coaches, the gym, all the things. It was just a breath of fresh air and just that truly felt like home at that time. That's exactly. I walked in and I was like, man, like I could get used to this. So then we came back after that. We still went to Twisters tryouts because we had promised them we would just to see it out. Still hadn't definitely made our decision, but we knew where our heart was at, but we still wanted to see it through and try out and keep that promise that we had made. So we tried out at Twisters, and then we had met our host family when we were there for that week, and they were super, super nice. We lived with the grandma for a second while the house, how Top Gun works is host families, you live in the garage, and they make it like an efficiency. You have like a bathroom, the beds, obviously, a half kitchen. Obviously, we loved the coaches, loved the athletes. So once we had done that, we had fully moved in after that. Because Top Gun does a summer break almost. And during that part, we came back because a lot of people from Top Gun don't live there, so you're not expected to be there at practices right away because that wouldn't be fair. And so then, it was like June 22nd. We came in, moved all of our stuff, fully left my family behind, which was super sad. It was just one of those conversations that I looked at my parents and I was like, my dream is Top Gun. If you guys want to let me do it, that's fine. I understand. That'll be like I won't be upset. I'll
Mhm.
still keep cheering, whatever the case may be. But they were like, no, like if this is your dream, then like we're gonna support you. And I'm very surprised that my parents let me do that. But thank God they did. But once we did that, we were just fully
Mhm.
moved in. But it also helped that I had my best friend. So I think if it would have just been me alone, it would have been a little bit harder for her to let me just like go, my parents. But my mom and my best friend and her mom are like best friends with my mom and myself. So like they were like this, we were like this. They knew that we were gonna be in good hands, and they knew that we had each other at the end of the day. Because like we don't do crazy things. Like we don't party, we don't do any of that nonsense. When I was younger, when I was at Top Gun, I was there strictly for cheer, and I did my school online and called
Mhm.
it a day.
Was that junior and senior year?
Yeah,
Okay. Wow. One
yeah.
of my best friends, she really wanted to go to Top Gun in high school, and her parents said no. And then when she got a little older, she ended up being on Toxic with one of our other friends. And I was like, at least you ended up there at some
Oh yeah,
point.
if it's
Yes,
meant to be, it'll be.
absolutely, for sure. Did you have friends back in your hometown that didn't cheer and maybe like didn't understand this big move that you were making?
Yes, I have. So I have like this friend group with my because I only did up until high school, freshman sophomore year. So I had all of my friends that I made in middle school. I had a friend group, and when I told them, they were like, "What? This is crazy." All their parents were like, "This is crazy." So I remember this so vividly. It was I just ended sophomore year because COVID had happened. So what February, March of my sophomore year, we were online. By the time it was summer, everything was back and up and ready. And I told them, and they threw me a huge going away party. And I was like, "Aw, guys!"
Aw.
And I stayed friends with my friend group to this day. I'm 22 years old. My friend group from sophomore year is the exact same. And for junior and senior year, I was able to do online school through my high school. So I was still able to like, go to prom, go to homecoming. I was able to walk with all my friends. For graduation, that was super cool. That wouldn't happen now. It was just because it was right after COVID. I just pretended like I was in
Sure.
Maryland the whole time, and I just didn't want to go to school because of COVID. But in all reality, I was doing class online and at the beach. I truly could not be more thankful and grateful for my friend group that I had at high school because they don't understand. They knew it was such a big deal for me, and then when I won Worlds, all of them were watching on their TV. They put all of their family members were watching. They literally had this huge watch party and were watching, and they sent me videos of them crying after I won, and I was like, oh, my friends like they didn't understand it, but they understood it as much as they could, which is something I'm just so blessed for.
What do you think your biggest adjustment was moving to Miami? I've been to Miami. It's a crazy place. It's definitely hectic and it can be a little pricey, but what do you think your biggest adjustment was?
Probably the heat. Like that was the
Yeah,
weather. When I
facts.
practiced the first time at Top Gun, one we had to wear masks because it was still early COVID times. So
Right.
I felt like I was gonna pass out every practice for at least a month. And then second, I got my license the week before I moved to Miami because I was supposed to get my license in February, but because of COVID, I couldn't get it then. So I got my license the week before I moved. So I learned how to drive in Miami, basically. Me and my best friend, we basically were teaching each other how to
Oh,
drive. But my first ever scary moment in Miami was me and my best friend. I had this Mini Cooper. It was like a 2012 two-door red convertible Mini Cooper. Ran on 3 cylinders. Literally not a good car at all. And I didn't comprehend at the time that when you're going left and the light's green, you have to yield. So I just went. I just went.
right.
No, no remorse,
Full
no
send.
anything. Cars coming directly at us, about to T-bone us, and I was like, we just, in like the movies when you just look to the side and you're screaming, that was us. Luckily, we did not get hit, but then we kind of sat down and we were like, so maybe we should really consider the rules of the road right now, because we don't
Right,
know.
right. Maybe those are
Maybe let's just
serious.
go look at the driving manual real fast because we don't know what's going on. So I just like kind of just well put myself into it full extent. I didn't just put my toe in. I was just like, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna understand all of the culture, do all the things. So that was cool.
Right.
I wouldn't say it was like a big adjustment, but it was a big conversion. I feel like because I was just like, well, here we go. But
Oh,
other than those things, I think the heat was my biggest adjustment.
the heat down there is no joke. So I live in New York and I visited a couple years ago. So two of my friends were on that first year of Toxic. And I
Who
went
was
down
it?
and they were living with Callie and Sean,
My
Lizzie
angels.
Perkins, and Cheyenne Brown Wallace.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
she was on Glock for a couple seasons. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
then ended up on Toxic. So Shy and I worked at a D2 gym in New York, and she's been one of my best friends. So I went to visit them. They were living with Callie and Sean, and the three of us were in one bedroom for a week. It honestly, I didn't go away for college, and it was giving like dorm living. It was so fun.
No, it's literally
But
that.
it was February. It was the best. It was February. It was maybe low 70s out. And I was laying out in the driveway in my bathing suit. And Callie and Sean came home and they were like, "This is how we know that you're not from here." Because it's like 73 degrees and you're in but like that in February, it was 20 degrees back home. I mean, that was it was a match made in heaven. I was like, I'll live here right now. Like,
No, it
this is
feels
life
great.
changing for me. But it was so funny. Oh,
That's
yeah.
how
They
it's
were like, all of our neighbors must be looking at you like you're crazy. I was like,
well because they have like winter
shoot,
coats
the
on.
UV is a six.
They
Right. I
from
know. I'm like,
December to like February, it's like winter coat season. You always have a sweatshirt on. And I became
so
that
funny.
person. I said I wouldn't. I became the person that wears a hoodie in
Right.
Miami, Florida. And I would come home
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Why are you in a hoodie?" And I'd be like, it's kind of chilly. And my friends would be like,
A
"Colby,
little
it's
chilly.
65
Yeah.
degrees." And I'm like this. I'm kind of cold. I'm a little bit cold.
Your cousin that lives in Tampa, and I go to visit her every summer. And every time I go, she's like, "You don't live here." And I fly down and I'm tanner than all of her friends. But I'm like, we only get a few months of really nice weather in New York. So when it's nice out, best believe I'm laying outside.
It's been raining last night into today, but I off for 4th of July. Like my face is literally like peeling. I got so sunburned. That was on me. I did not wear 1 ounce of sunscreen, but I'm just like, guys, I need this pre tan before I go to the beach. You got to get a little bit so then you can
Yes.
get more tan. That's why the
Yes.
tanning bed, you shouldn't do it at all. Do not recommend anyone listening to this. Please do not go to the tanning bed. But during 2 days for Moorhead Nationals, trust I'm in the tanning bed at least twice a week because I'm about to go to Florida in the beginning of January and I don't want to be super pale, so I'm just let me
Yes.
get like a little pre tan. And also I feel like tan like helps my skin stay clear, so I'm like, but don't recommend
Same.
doing the tanning bed. Don't do that. It's bad for you. No, no, no. Do as I say, not as
No,
I do.
we're not condoning tanning beds, but if you need to prepare your skin,
If you need to prepare your skin for a little bit of a tan, or if you think that that's going to help your acne, then maybe look into it. But I'm not condoning it. Don't do it.
do what you got to do. Right. PSA, not condoning it, but if you have to do it, we understand. So, was there ever a moment that you questioned your move to Top Gun?
Um, Honestly, no. I It's
Good.
surprising, but there was never a time. Maybe like when if like I had family stuff going on, I'd be, oh man, I wish I was home supporting my family, being there with them. But like never at a cheer standpoint was I ever like, wish I stayed home. I was just like, man, this is really cool. I feel like because I'm super big into my faith and my Christianity is more like if I'm known for anything in this life, I want it to be for my faith. And I just feel like I just kind of gave it all to the Lord and was like, hey, if this is your will for me, then just let it be a great experience. If I have to have a learning lesson here or two, here and there, that's fine. Just I'm putting my trust in you. And he kind of just showed me the way. And I feel like there's times where practices got hard. It wasn't a piece of cake, not in the slightest. The year that we won, I was not like miserable in the sense of wanted to go home, but I was just like, man, this is a lot of hard work. This is it. Obviously, it was worth it in the end,
Mhm.
but at the time, I was like, man, this better be worth it. because we went through so much. We had so many injuries, all the things. So it was just like that. But all of those things that I feel like I would have complained about in Maryland, it was it was worth it in Top Gun, which is crazy to like say because it's like it's both cheer and it's two amazing cheer programs. But all the things I would have hated about doing in Maryland, what I did at Top Gun, was I have to. It's part of the process. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I have to go in and do it. It's my job, and I loved being in the gym. I did privates with Callie and Sean all the time, and I was in the gym. Literally, Callie, Sean, and Justin were my 3 tumbling coaches, and I was in there all the time. My second year there, I was probably in the gym 5 hours a day every single day. So, like from January up until April when we had Worlds, like I was in the gym 5 hours a day because I had nothing to do but just go to the gym. And if I were to do that in Maryland, I would be miserable. But like knowing, like just the environment, the positivity, all of the support that you get, all the resources that you have, I was like, man, this is fun. I love being a gym rat. But so I don't think I ever had a regret or thought about going back home. I loved it enough so I did a super senior year. And if I didn't have to go to college to get a degree, I probably would still be there.
Right. They have open teams. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. No, Callie called me, I would say 2 weeks before Worlds, and was like, hey, Toxic needs somebody. And I was like, this Callie, I'm competing with USA. I can't come. I was like, why did you do this last year? I would
You're
have done
like,
it.
please don't do this.
Don't tempt me with a good time because I'll do
Oh
it.
my God. Don't listen, twist my arm. You're like, I'll be on
No,
every team. I don't care.
it's so
Just for
fun.
the vibes.
The vibes are always so great. That's
Oh,
why
it's
I do.
so fun.
Have you ever heard of Cheer Fest? It's like
Yeah.
a spinoff of Flip Fest, but it's what Callie runs. And I did that the past 2 summers, and I couldn't do it this summer because I was in Sweden, and I was so upset because just the vibes of that, like Callie, just in general, is like probably my biggest idol ever. She's just awesome, and Sean too. He's just so great, and all of those people. She handpicks all the best people ever to come in and have this camp, and it's like, yeah, everybody's super talented. I look up to everybody. Um, Last summer I got to meet Orby and stuff, and I literally was like, so this is my idol. This is somebody I've looked up to for my whole entire life since I was 6 years old. Now I'm just casually coaching
Casual.
with him. And all those people, you just sit down every night and just have the deepest conversations ever and spill your heart and soul. And it's refreshing. The camp is exhausting because it's in the middle of the woods and it's 8 hours a day. But if you leave it and you're like, I'm a better person now. And that's how it felt every day being at Top Gun with those people. That camp is something I looked forward to all the time. And I was so sad I couldn't go. I almost said no to going to Sweden so I could go to this camp. But I was like, okay, that'd be crazy. I can't do that. But yeah.
All right, I'll go.
Twist my
I
arm, I'll
think
go.
being at a gym, right, I'll do it. It's fine. I could be in 2 places at once. I
I
think
thought about
being
it.
at a gym where other people are making that same commitment that you made versus being at your home gym, I feel like that makes such a difference because you come across people in the sport who maybe aren't taking it as seriously or whatever the case is. But so many people at Top Gun uproot their lives to be there. So I feel like the quality of athlete that they're getting is so top tier because, of course, I'm going to put my heart and soul into this. I moved from Canada to be here.
No
I
way.
moved from New York. I moved from wherever. I mean, the first year my friend was there, she was on their open 4, and this was pre Glock, before they even existed. She still lived in New York and she flew from New York to Miami pretty much every week, but she wasn't the only one making that sacrifice. I mean, there's so many people there that take school online or fly in and out or drive multiple hours multiple times a week. I coach a high school team locally here, and I was texting my kids while I was sitting in Top Gun. And I told them, I said, if you guys spent 1 hour in this gym, I swear it would change you. There are people, there was never a time people weren't doing reps or running parts of the routine, doing private lessons. There was constantly stuff going on. And even me being there as a coach, just coming in and seeing that culture was so eye opening. I feel like there's so many people there where it just makes you a stronger athlete, a stronger person. Like, hey, if I'm not doing my job, there are other people here who are also putting in that work. So I need to make sure that what I'm doing is to the best of my ability, because there's so many people that also want to be here and are working really, really hard. So you have no choice but to kind of match that energy.
It's so contagious, and that's one thing
In
that I will say
Mhm.
with transitioning from Maryland Twisters to Top Gun. And this has like it has nothing really to do with the coaches, but when I was at Twisters, we all lived there, so it's like sometimes
Yes.
people's mom make them cheer, and they don't cheer because they want to do it; they cheer because they have to do it. And when I came to Top Gun, I
Yep.
realized that that wasn't the case at all. We all uprooted our lives.
Mhm.
20 out of 30 people on Lady Jags did live out of state. That was our motivator. Like, hey, like we have families at home. If you're not going to do
Yeah,
it for yourself, at least do it for them. And that's something I did realize very quickly was that was the major difference. Is I felt like when I was at Twisters, I was giving it my all, but like some of my teammates weren't. Which is not only the coaches in a sense, because you can't force people to want it as bad as you do. But when I got to Top Gun, everybody wanted it
for
the
sure.
same. Coaches that wanted it the same. Even the coaches have moved and uprooted their lives to come and be there. And when
Hmm.
the coaches there, Greg and Gabby, they were my last two coaches, and Trey, they were my last three coaches on LJ. LJ was their life. That was like, and that it's kind of like
Yeah,
a respect thing. Where like I'm giving my all to this team, but also so are my coaches. So I have to keep that in mind too. And I can't. That LJ is their baby. That's their literal heart and soul. So I can't disrespect something that they've poured all their time and energy and effort into.
yeah. In your 3 seasons on LJ, which season stood out to you the most?
Um, I feel like they all stood out in like very different ways because my first year
Hmm.
we got third and I was just happy to be there. I was not expecting to win to anything. Yes, that's the goal, but I was just like, man, this is great. And then that second year, I feel that was a true testimony to like hard work does pay off because that's the hardest I've ever worked in my entire life. And we won. So that was something truly spectacular. I had never put so much into something and finally got that reward and felt that feeling. And I feel like my last year was a learning lesson because I was one of the oldest. I had to be a good leader and I had to lead by example and I kind of was giving back to something that had given so much to me. I was kind of teaching those younger people that were on LJ, hey, this is something super special and it's bigger than yourself. So you have to treat it with
Yeah.
care and respect. We felt like family, even though I only knew them for 3 years.
After leaving LJ, what made you choose Moorhead State?
Um, well, Moorhead is the best cheerleading program ever. I'll forever stand by that. Um, my really good two of my really good friends that I cheered on F5 with, they went to Moorhead and they told me about it. They were like, "Hey, we didn't know about this until our senior year. Um, you should definitely come check it out because you love cheer, you love being the best, you love trying new skills, all the things." So I was like, "Okay, like let me try it out." My senior year, so my second year on LJ, I went to an infinity combine. Me and my best friend did. We went to an infinity combine, and we met all these
Okay.
different colleges. And I stunted with a ton of colleges at this infinity combine. You get ranked. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or seen them, but you do
Oh,
a sprint, a long jump, a high jump, push ups, plank,
oh,
and then you
snap.
stunt and tumble, and they'll rank you from the best athlete to then the lowest athlete. And I
Hmm.
think I was ranked third or fourth out of the hundreds that came,
Okay.
which is pretty good. So we went to that. I stunned with Moorhead girls then, and they were like, "Hey, we have a clinic next weekend. You should come." And I was like, "Are you sure? I'm kind of scared." So then me and my best friend, we went up to our parents after, and we were, "Hey, the Moorhead group, they were super, super fun to stunt with. They invited us to come to their clinic next weekend." And one, the Infinity Combine was in Nashville.
Hmm.
So we drove 8 hours from Maryland to Nashville, and our parents were like, our moms were like, "Girls, we just drove you 8 hours here. You want us to drive you 7 hours to Moorhead next weekend?" And we were like, "Yeah, why
Yes.
not? Let's do it. It's the summer. Let's just have fun." So we made it a little girls trip. And the next weekend, we drove all the way to Moorhead. We went to their little clinic, and I studied with them for 3 days, tumbled. And then the coach, Mark Coleman, he offered me an NCL. He offered to give me a roster spot for the next season. He did that for my best friend, too. The rest of the summer came by, and I was like deciding. That was junior year going into my senior year. So I was like, okay, well, I'm probably going to do this again. Like, I'm going to do LJ one more time for my senior year, and then I'll decide if I want to do that. That whole year, I was deciding if I wanted to graduate and go to Moorhead or stay and do LJ another year. Obviously, I stayed and did LJ another year, which I don't regret at all. And then, so then I had to go back to another clinic to get another, because you have to get a bid or you get signed to be on the team. So I was like, okay. I emailed Mark and was like, hey, Coach Mark, I know I kind of ghosted you and you were interested in me and then you never heard from me again. But I'm interested again. This is for real this time, I swear. So I went to a clinic my third year on LJ in September and went there. He's offered me an NCL again. That was my second NCL. Offered me a roster spot, and he's like, "Okay, there's not going to be a third time's a charm. So it's either you come this time, or we're not. We're not going to do this again." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm coming this time. I got it." This first time I went to Moorhead, I walked in the practice room, and when I tell you, the practice room is crazy. I don't know if you've ever like seen stunning videos in there, but literally so many banners of how many times they've won. Moorhead has won 56 times. Like they're the most winningest college or cheer program in the world.
Now, talk a little bit about what got you into wanting to try out for Team USA and how that kind of came about.
So basically, that was one of the things Mark had told me and my mom whenever like I first came. He was like, "So you can try out for Team USA once you've been here for a little bit, all the things." Once I heard that, I was like, "Man, that sounds pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but I think that sounds awesome." Freshman year at Moorhead, I went to watch. My teammates were on Team USA. They were on Team USA, and I went to watch them at Worlds. I also was going to watch LJ at Worlds, 2024. I was like, I literally have a picture on my phone on Snapchat. I took a picture and I was like, that is what I'm gonna do. That is exactly what I want to do. Give me a couple years and I got it. So then that next year, I was like, me and some of my friends, me and my son group, that year we tried out. We didn't make it, but it was still a good experience to try out. But we had an injury right before my back spot broke her nose right before the tryouts, so we had to sub in another back spot. And then our side base, she left us like a week or two before, so we had to sub in another side base. So it was really just me and my flyer. We're just like, well, we already paid money. We're not expecting to make it. So that was 24, 25. And then this past year, me and one of my best friends, Mara, we were stunning at camp. We were talking together at camp. We were in the same stun group from Moorhead at camp, and we were like, let's ask Sophia and Claire, two other bases at Moorhead. Let's ask them to stunt, see how it goes. So then we were stunning, and this girl named Samara, who's one of my bestest friends ever, and this girl named Britt. They've been on Team USA for 2 years. Well, Britt had been on it for 3 years, Tamara for 2, and they were like, y'all need to try out for USA, and we were like, what do you think? Do you think we're good enough? So that's exactly what we did. We asked our two friends. We were like, hey, after we were stunning, we're like, so would you guys want to try out for USA? And they're like, heck yeah, like that's awesome. So then we went. You have to register for tryouts. Tryouts were in October in Georgia. We went to tryouts, tried out, and like a month later, you find out if you make it. And they emailed us, and then they posted it. So you got an email, and right after they emailed you, you got it. It was posted online of the list of people that made it. And I was on the phone with. I don't even remember who I was on the phone with, but I was on the phone. I think it was my mom or someone. And I got the email, and I said, Mom, and I started breaking down crying because I was like, this is something I've worked for so long. I walked into my roommate, had a, congrats, you made Team USA sign. She had made that before we even knew that we made it because she was like, I know you guys are going to make it. And I literally was just crying my eyes out.
That is really, really cool. I mean, even like we were just saying, there's so many people that don't even know Team USA is an option and that that's something that they can strive for and work really hard for. I can't, it has to be the craziest feeling going into a competition and you're literally repping your country across your chest or on your sleeves.
No, I literally, when
It's
we got
so
our
insane.
uniform at the first training, I almost slept in it. I literally was like, this is it. This is everybody's goal. Like, how am I here right now?
Like, I've done it. Oh my gosh. What's it called? Do people call it imposter syndrome?
Yeah, that's
When
what I
you're
had.
like, is this my life?
No,
Is
I
this
had
actually?
mega imposter syndrome. Well, I just have imposter syndrome
It's
being at
crazy.
Moorhead because it's like these are the best athletes ever.
It's an insanely amazing thing when your dreams like come true and you're just like, how did we get here? Like, I don't even understand. In all of your years of cheer, starting from little baby 3-year-old Colby, what do you think mentally was your toughest season?
Definitely, honestly, this past year, just because I
Mm.
got injured in the beginning of March. Um, I was doing USA challenges and just felt a huge pull up my calf. Like I have micro tears and a huge strain in my calf and Achilles. It was super, super hard because I did that right after one of our trainings. I felt terrible. I was like, I literally just ruined our opportunity. This is so bad. Like, I'm so upset. I ruined it for my whole friend group. And I was like, why is this happening? I rehab, rehab, rehab. And I pushed myself to where I probably shouldn't have been doing anything, but I was like, I don't think I have to. I have to push. So I was able to actually practice the
Yeah.
third USA training. Got everything back on track and we were doing great. But that mental battle of genuinely not being able to give it my all. Okay, how do I continue to be a good teammate when I don't feel like I'm physically myself? That was like one of
Yeah.
the hardest things. Injuries are not spoken about in
Yeah.
our sport. Like, it definitely in other sports. Like in our
Hmm.
sport, if you get hurt, you keep pushing. And if you can't keep pushing, then you're soft or
Yeah.
you're weak. Sometimes you just can't keep pushing because you're injured. And I feel like that's not talked about nearly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I grew up in the culture of cheer where injury is it's an owie. It's fine. Just keep
Hmm.
pushing. And if I was hurt at my older gym, that's not a thing. You don't get hurt. Your doctor doesn't. You don't go to the doctor because when you go to the doctor, they're just gonna tell you to sit out, and you don't sit out, and all the things. And then when I got to Top Gun, my coach, I was hurt. I rolled my ankle or something, and I was trying to push through. My coach was like, "Colby, what are you doing?" And I was like I'm pushing through. I have to. And he was like, "No, you don't. Sit down. We
Yeah.
need you for this year, so don't
You're right.
do
It's
something
it's
dumb."
not that serious, girl.
No, and I was like, "Wait,
Hmm.
what? Sit down." Are you sure? And he's like, no, we
Hmm.
need you. You're valuable. And also, like, I don't want you to be, like, I don't want you to hurt your body. You have to have this body for the next 70 to
Right.
80 years. You just calm down a little bit. And I was like, wait. And that's one thing that I wish all coaches were like that. I wish that coaches understood that, yes, there's a time and a place where you can push through and you can persevere through your injury and all the things. Like, if somebody's hurt,
Sure.
just let them, don't gaslight them into believing that they're not hurt and pressure them into pushing through when, like, they
Yeah.
might not be able to push through. That's something that when I got to Top Gun and I learned that, oh, you don't actually have to push through every single injury ever, and that you shouldn't be afraid to tell your coach that you're hurt. It wasn't normal to keep pushing and break your body more and more.
So many people are valuable. And if you just keep pushing through it, and it's just more wear and tear on your body. And in the long run,
It's not
it's
worth
not
it.
that deep.
Yeah.
I want to get into, so I have some questions, and it's some of your favorite things, fun facts about Colby. Do you have any pre-competition superstitions?
Yes. I like a superstitious person,
Everybody does.
but in the weirdest way. My it's kind of gotten less throughout the years because in college you don't really
Mm.
have time to do all this
Yeah.
nonsense. But when I was on LJ, I'll just run down what my day was. I would wake up an hour before like, I had to get up, and I would just lay there on my phone, get up. I would the night before I had to self tan. Even if I was literally had all the self tan in the world on, I was gonna self tan again. So I would get up, I would shower, I would make a hot coffee in the hotel. And if I couldn't make a hot coffee in the hotel, cook at Worlds, we stay at the Floridays, so like they don't have a coffee machine. So my mom would bring me a hot
Yep.
coffee. I would have a hot coffee. That was just to get my bowels moving so that I could feel light as a feather that day. Then after I do that, I would put my uniform on.
Period.
I do my makeup, and then I get my hair up into my high pony that we did on LJ. Put the bow in. By that time I did all of that, my mom
Mm-hmm.
walks in the door. She has a strawberry acai refresher with lemonade and Seven Pumps raspberry. When there was no raspberry those couple years, I thought the world was gonna end. I was like, I can't do it. We're not gonna win. Like I'm gonna die. This is terrible. So I would get that. Then I would have my mom get me a bagel with cream cheese. And then for a hot second, I was into oatmeal, but I don't really know where that came from. But for the most part, just strawberry syrup refresher and a bagel. And now she's curling my hair. I'm eating. She had to curl my hair. It was end all be all. While she curled my hair, I ate my bagel and I drank my drink. And then when she was done, she would go to the kitchen and she would grab a cup. And if we were in a hotel, like she would get a cup, she would put some water in it, and she'd put emergency packets in it. Only the strawberry one, not the orange one.
Mm.
Would not take it. Strawberry emergency. Mix it up, and then as I'm doing my hair, she'll bring it over, and then me and my best friend Delaney, we would drink the emergency. Because my best friend Delaney did the same thing as me. And then after I teased my hair, as I'm putting up my hair, I had to put it up 2 to 3 times. If I did it the first try and it looks good, it didn't feel right, so I would have to just do it again. At max 3 times,
Yeah.
minimum 2 times. So I tease my hair, do all the things, drink my emergency, and then I have to use my mom's Prada Candy perfume. Like I have to spray that on me, give it a good spritz, call that a day, and then at that point I have probably maybe a little bit less than half of my strawberry syrup refresher. I put that in my backpack. Don't touch it again until after we compete. Then at that point it's a reward. After I compete, I can drink it. Like that's pretty much it. I just have to have hot coffee, have to have my Starbucks refreshing bagel, have to have the emergency. My mom has to curl my hair, and then I have to do my hair a couple times. I've put it up in a ponytail a couple times, and then I used to wear these Victoria's Secret kind of Christmas pajama shorts, and then the Top Gun tank top. I'll wear that to bed every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But then now that I'm in college, it's harder to do all those things. We don't curl our hair in college anymore. Like we just did 2 braids. So for like I have the same person do my hair.
Yep.
Then I put on my AGB bonnet and I put a bonnet on. Then the next morning I do the same thing. I have to make the hot coffee. That doesn't change. My mom still brings me my strawberry syrup refresher and my bagel. And then I ride the same spot on the bus every single time. I play the same songs like our speaker. I have to listen to I Smile by Kirk Franklin in the morning. So like it's just those things that make me feel good. I do handshakes with people. Like those were all that's
Mm-hmm.
everybody does that. Like, I just love a good like having a handshake with somebody before you go. Doing it is like the feeling of not doing your superstition and you walk on the mat and you don't remember it until right when you step foot on that mat. You're like, oh no. And like it's not the superstitions that make me hit.
Yep.
It's like the confidence that I feel walking out on the mat after I've done them all. We get one competition a month, and then for college you get one competition a year. So you can do whatever you want for
Yep.
that time.
You're like, if I don't have these 7 pumps of raspberry, like
I can taste if it's
I
six.
need it. It settles my brain. And
On at Moorhead, we have this alumni. Moorhead, like the Doan Dynasty, because of Myron Doan, he started it all back in like the '80s.
Mhm.
He started it, and like he with the foundation, he's why it is what it is. Like he is just all truly one of the greatest coaches ever. He passed away in 2014, but he always would give the like pennies. So now we have an alumni that cheered when Myron coached, and she gives us all a penny. So like a lot of people put the penny in their shoe. Like
oh,
I'm a
that's
little
sweet.
scared that it's gonna fly out, so I put it in my lanyard. Like I have
Yeah,
3 pennies throughout the past 3 years. I think that's super cute. Those things, the traditions,
that is cute.
that's something so cute.
I'm scared of an athlete that can just casually walk onto the floor like it's just any other day. I'm like,
That's a
what?
serial killer trait, I
You
think.
don't have 84 things?
Like
That's
that.
terrifying.
That's a
Literally
serial killer.
horrified. What is your favorite stunting skill to base?
Probably, probably a voodoo. Those are just so fun. Just
I saw the stunt you did the other day.
the extended shotgun full twisting. That was fun. That was crazy.
Unreal.
I still to this day
Unreal.
am like, how did we do that? Like, I don't know. We did the day before we had like the regular shotgun full twisting, and I was like, hey girls, so we're gonna take this
Hmm.
extended tomorrow. Like it's I don't think it's ever been done in an all girl group,
Yeah.
so let's just try it. And we did all those things.
What is your favorite uniform that you've ever worn?
Um, Probably one my USA uniform. That one's crazy, just because that's so special.
Mhm.
Two, I'll just give top
Yep.
three. Right? Number one, USA. Number two, the skirt uniform on LJ. That one, like my last year.
Iconic.
Love that one. That's
Yep.
just one of the most flattering uniforms I've ever worn in my entire life. And it's just so sparkly and cute and awesome. And then third
Yeah.
would have to be the velvet uniform on F5. Because like the velvet uniform and then the blue
Mm-hmm.
uniform, they're like the same thing, the different sleeves. That was awesome and beautiful.
Yep.
Then honorable mention is the OG 2018 pink LJ uniform. Just because that's like everybody wants to wear that one, and it's truly 8 years old, so it's not the best material and it's a little bit bigger because I probably when I
Mm-hmm.
wore it, it had been worn like for 5 years, so five different generations of LJ had worn it. Like it's just so cute and iconic. But those are my top three, and then honorable mention.
That Louis Vuitton LJ uniform, I remember it was my friend's birthday. It was Shy's birthday. And I think I saw it maybe, I don't know, Instagram, probably something like that. And I called her and she was mid dinner and she goes, I'm eating dinner. Like, what do you need? I said, did you see LJ's skirts? I'm like, that, because you just, I love a creative uniform. And I think Top Gun, I mean, they're the best to do it.
Yeah. Oh, and that whole year was
Literally,
I could never be upset that I stayed for my super senior year because that opened the door for so many things. Out of nowhere, I got a following. Out of
for sure.
nowhere, everybody was following me, liking my TikTok, all the things. That's where
Yeah.
it all blew up. And that uniform was crazy. I'll never forget when we walked, like when we did it for the first time at NTA and we flipped that skirt. Everybody went crazy. I will never forget that. That was
It was
wild.
insane.
It was crazy.
Absolutely insane. Oh, yeah. Do you have a favorite, like, routine mix that you've cheered to?
Um, Probably. I really love F5 2019. That mix, super super good.
Mm-hmm.
I love LJ 2022, the Bad Girls Club mix. I just is so just so iconic.
That was a good one.
And then obviously 2023, like is super iconic. Now that I've heard it, honestly like haunts me in my nightmares because everybody plays it, everybody loves it. It comes on and everybody's doing the dance, and ah! And then the USA
Yeah.
mix that we had this year, I chef's kiss. There was so many cute moments. It's funny because we did a motion in our USA routine that LJ did in their routine this year, like this motion. We did that in for USA because like the thing was like said something about why you being funny, and then it said LOL, and we went like this LOL, and I thought it was just so cute. Ladies of Liberty,
That's cute.
LOL, and it was just so funny. But I was like, man, that's like I'm back on LJ. But that mix was cool because
Motion
it,
took the world by storm.
I don't, everybody wanted to do it. Everybody did. I just our
Mm-hmm.
girls are trendsetters. It's great.
Iconic.
Oh, I love them.
Um, whose Oh, yeah. Whose uniform on a different team, any team, have you loved and you wish you could wear?
Um, the first Midnight Riders one, I got to put that on at majors. That
Oh,
was like dream uniform. Genuinely was like, what the
that's
heck?
crazy.
Love that uniform. Glad I got to wear it. Wish I could compete in it. And then I feel like it's like my active one I've never even tried on. I feel like would have to be probably this is gonna be crazy. Like shooting stars uniform with the shooting stars right here, the little skirt, like the mesh on the
Yep.
bottom. That
Yep.
one. I love that uniform. It's so cute.
Mhm.
I used to be the biggest shooting stars
That
fan
was a cute
ever.
one.
That uniform, I just wish could come out. Or like any SSX uniform. They're just perfect. Like I don't think
Oh, theirs
SSX
are
has ever had a bad
beautiful.
uniform.
Yes. Their uniforms are so cute. Is there any team that you would want the chance to be on? Any team that you haven't been on before that you watch and you're like, oh, I would love to be there?
Oh, Midnight for sure. I love Midnight. Like they were
Yeah.
our sister team when I was on
Yep.
F5, and like how I felt. Obviously, LJ was like my dream team forever and ever and ever. Like, man, if I couldn't go to Top Gun,
Mhm.
I would love to be on Midnight. They just look how they have so much fun.
Yeah. That Midnight Riders year one had my gym on a chokehold.
No, and like
Oh
there
yeah,
was like
that music all the time.
like I hear their music now. I didn't even watch All Star Cheer this year. And being in college, like it's so out of touch with it. But I
Hmm.
literally hear it. I'm like, hey, I just want to do it. I'm like, man, I love you guys.
It's so fun. So fun. What are your thoughts on the original LJ Bratz uniforms?
Oh goodness. Um. Okay.
Personally, I thought it was a sleigh, but I understand. I understand.
So I'm super close to the coaches of Elk. I literally like 3 weeks ago I went and coached them and did a whole camp. It was super fun. So me, Greg, Gabby,
Yeah.
Jean, like we're all locked in like this. So when they first got the uniform in the summer, like when they did the design, I like have the prototype. I saw it. It was cute. It didn't look
Hmm.
crazy. And then like, I did like I
Yeah.
wasn't like the biggest fan of the shell there. That's just I'm very old school,
Sure.
traditional, love that. But I think
Yeah.
I don't think the uniform was bad. I just think there's so many different body types of girls that it was super flattering for some, but not flattering for others, and I can see how it would be perceived as
For sure.
bad. But there was no ill intent. LJ, the year that they wore it, 2024,
Of course.
they knew after day one of NCAA, they
Hmm.
knew that there was no chance of them coming back. No chance. It
Yeah.
like at that point it was just like and it wasn't that the coaches wanted to wear them. Like Gabby, like I didn't want them to wear this uniform, but the girls like, can we do it? You know, like they got the uniform and they knew it wasn't what they had asked for. I knew it wasn't what they had asked for because I'd seen
Hmm.
the prototype. So the coaches
Yeah.
knew it wasn't what they had asked for. They probably weren't gonna wear it ever again. But the girls wanted to wear it. They wanted like, their last hurrah in it, and they knew that they really didn't have a chance to come back because they didn't do the greatest day one. So they were just like, well, just go for it.
Sure.
So I think in that sense, like a lot of people didn't understand that it was the coaches were forcing them to wear
Yeah.
this uniform and that it was all ill intent. There was really no ill intent. The girls just wanted to wear it. They were like, well, might as well. Like we have it. Like why not? Like it's a new
Right.
uniform. Again, LJ had worn like when I was on LJ, we had worn old uniforms every single year until no,
Yep.
every single year we had worn an old uniform until we got our new uniform. When you get a new uniform, you're excited to have it, so you want to wear it, even if it's not finished.
Hmm.
Like I don't think my opinion is I'm glad the girls got to wear what they wanted to wear. It wasn't the best uniform. Also, it went with a theme. Anybody that thinks of it
Definitely did.
derogatory, like, then they just like, that's on them. If you're thinking about little girls like that, then that's probably on you, and you probably shouldn't be doing that. But nobody was like, let's send these girls out and hope that the world hates them. No, nobody tried that on purpose. So it was like,
Right.
let them
Right.
be.
Preach. As someone who played with Bratz dolls for a very long time,
It
as
was
soon as I knew
perfect.
that was the theme, I was like, oh, this is going to eat. It was so good.
No, like in their
It
like their
was
routine was awesome.
absolutely giving
The
Bratz
uniform
doll.
would have been if they literally got exactly what they wanted.
Well, yeah. And yeah, I feel the same way about gymnasts, dancers, when people say, oh my gosh, what they're wearing is so inappropriate. Why are you looking at a kid? And that's the first thing. It's just, no. That says way more about you than it says about the 15-year-old wearing it. It's
Exactly.
please.
Exactly.
That was definitely one of the times where, one of the many, where social media in terms of cheerleading was just a sketchy place to be because, everyone's got their opinions.
Oh,
But,
trust. To being on well-known teams
period.
for 5 years,
Right.
holy guacamole! Like, my mom has gotten dragged on Instagram before. Like I'm like, what does my mom have anything to do with this?
Unreal.
Like it's crazy. Cheer
Right.
Twitter
Literally.
needs to be disbanded. Like it has to go. It's terrible.
It's there's so many things that social media has done for athletes right now. And it's really cool. Like you said, you were on LJ, it blew up. You have a following, it opens up opportunities, which is so cool. And then sometimes the flip side of it is just it's
And I just the
crazy. It's the
risk is not
craziest
worth the
place.
reward. I love like I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for social media and all it's given me. For a couple months there, being on F5, being on LG, the haters that we had, like holy guacamole.
Yeah. Well, especially, I mean, I know NFL teams and football players, they get, hey, these are kids. You guys are, I mean, you're not a kid anymore, but you know,
Yeah.
you're kids. It's just, it's not that deep to be hiding behind your screen saying all of this insane stuff. If I ever found out that an athlete of mine, like, commented something crazy or posted something crazy in terms of just bad sportsmanship, oh my gosh, fire out of my ear. I have
For
one
sure.
more question for you. What is one moment that no one really knows about that was crucial to get you to where you are today?
Okay. Like a two one. I feel like no, one thing my last year on LJ like was just having a rough time navigating the new team and it being so young.
Mm-hmm.
Like I almost quit in the summer. Like, I was very close. Not because I didn't like the team or anything. It was just like being away from home was kind of getting to me. I kind of feel like I was getting old. Like, I was one of the oldest on the team. I just like wasn't really the biggest fan. Like cheering at that point. That's one thing no one would ever know that happened. I was on the
Yeah.
brink of quitting because that's when I kind of blew up. Like that's when like TikTok blew up and like I gained my followings.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing no one would know that I was this close to quitting. Just like I was just very like your mental health is so big, and if like you're ever struggling, like, it's okay to take a break. Like that's totally okay, and you should never feel ashamed to
Yep.
take a break. Like I did have to take like a week or two, just like a mental break to be like, hey, like our 2 week break for Top Gun. Like during that 2, like I did not think about cheer not one time because I was like, I need to like really figure out if this is what I want to do. Like I'd been away for 2 years. It's not an easy peasy lemon squeezy thing to just be away from home, especially at a young age. So that is one
Mm-hmm.
thing I don't think a lot of people know. I almost didn't do that year on LJ. Like I almost didn't get to flip my skirt and be one of the 2 people that messed up day one on NCA that didn't get their flip skirt. But so that's one thing. Like, I'm glad that I'm talking about it now. Like that's something I've never really talked about that before. Obviously the coaches knew. Like I talked about it with them. Like my family knew. Like, I told them and what I was going through. Like, it's a really okay to take a break here and there. Like, nobody should judge you, and if you feel judged, then maybe that's not the place that you should be. Like I never felt judged for wanting to take some time for
Mm-hmm.
myself. And I feel like the second thing, and we've already talked about it a little bit, but like I never really, nobody really knows. Like if you do know, you don't know how much of an impact it made. Like when I tried out for USA and I didn't make it, that was a turning point in my career because I was like, oh, like it's obtainable. I just have to work a little bit harder. So that is one thing I like. I feel like as an athlete, like everyone thinking I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Like I'm really not. Like I didn't make USA my first time trying out. Like I still go through these times and all the things. And like that's one thing that I feel like not a lot of people know. People that are so athletic and they think are the best, they go through hard. They don't make math. They don't. They get like they don't make the team that they want to make. Like they have setbacks. The
Mm-hmm.
setback is only so much, so you can just make the comeback even harder. Those are 2 crucial
Totally
things. I
agree.
feel like put on.
Mental health is huge. And the same thing we were talking about with injuries. That's another thing that a lot of people kind of try to push aside, but I mean that's probably one of the most important things to acknowledge is if something just doesn't feel right. And there's so many people. When Simone Biles
Yeah,
um was going through some stuff, and I mean people really put her through the ringer because she's the GOAT. She's the greatest of all time. And I think people just fail to realize that even at the highest point in your career, even if you are the best there ever was, there can still be there can still be times where it just weighs on you. And mental health wise, I mean that's not something to mess with, and it's not something to take lightly.
for real. And I feel like even being where I am, like, I'm not the best. I still have a lot of learning to do. Like that's what's so good about our sport. It's ever evolving. Like it genuinely I think is the greatest
Yep.
sport ever because you're continuing to once you're so you think you're at the highest level in all-star, go to college. And then once you are in college you think you're at the highest level, do
Mhm.
USA. And then once you like the highest level there's so many things you can do and not like pro like a thing. That's all it's all just ever
Yep.
evolving, which is just so cool. And I think it's like we do the one sport that when we were in Sweden, our competitor was Japan, and we were teaching Japan how to do stunts after the competition by using Google Translate. Like, in what sport are you teaching your competitor?
Oh.
Like, that's like the craziest thing ever.
Mm.
I was literally like using Google Translate to tell like Team Japan how to do this stunt, and then I was like here, and then they would ask me a question, and it was just the craziest, most surreal thing ever. But like, what sport can you do that in? Like, I don't think there really is in. It's just so awesome. Like we're all just trying to be the
No.
best that we can be, and it's evolving. Like there's new skills. You can invent new skills all the time. What sport can you do? Like, I don't know. It's just awesome.
Very, very true. I agree. Well, thank you so much. This has been super fun. I hope you have a really good summer, even though it's super busy. And I know I can't wait to see Moorhead and Team USA and just your journey in the rest of your time in the sport, whatever you choose to do after this year. I can't wait. I think you're definitely someone that people look up to, and to be as humble as you are and hardworking and just kind is those are traits that are they can be kind of hard to come by these days. But thank you so much. I'm really happy that I got to have you on this episode. Thank you for answering my Instagram DM.
No, thank you for having me. I really had so
Um,
much fun. We got to keep in touch.
Absolutely.
We have to keep in touch. We're besties
Oh,
now.
oh, trust. We will definitely keep in touch. Absolutely. And I just think your journey is super important. And I'm glad that you were able to kind of talk about that with me. It was really, really nice having you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me just like a positive platform to do it on. Like this is truly something that like I will remember for the rest of my life. Like just being able to like talk with you and you're just so open and receptive and just like a great person overall. And your kids have a great coach. I hope they know that they're really lucky.
Oh, thank you. It's some days are harder than others. I feel like even as an athlete, you have those days where you or seasons where you reflect and you're like, that maybe wasn't me at my absolute best, but I love it. I love it more than anything. It's the one thing in my life that I've never really questioned. Like, you just
Yeah. You
once
just
you
do it.
find that passion, you get bit by that bug and you've got it for life. It's
Yeah.
the best. And once again, thank you so much and good luck this season.
Thank you. You too. This is my favorite new little motion.
Thank
It's
you
this
so
little
much.
heart. Bye.
Everybody loves these. This
Everybody hit
all the
one of these.
time. All right, bye. That was everything for this episode. I know that I took a hiatus. Listen, I work at an elementary school and the end of the year was just it was a long process. And just being in this off season, I was trying to figure out more things to talk about since there just hasn't been a ton going on lately, but I will not be taking breaks like those again. I'm hoping to get more people on here that I can interview. That's really one of the main things that I want to do in this podcast. I think I'm at my best when I'm talking to people and I'm not just awkwardly like in a room by myself. But I will try my best not to take significant breaks like that anymore. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know that I did. Everybody should definitely follow Colby Glidden on Instagram and TikTok and just keep up with her journey. She's a really great athlete and an even better person. And I'm really grateful that she did this interview with me. That is all I have for today, and I will catch you on the flip side.